that, Wilf, what we've also seen a bit last month, and particularly over the last few days, is the buying of Nio along with that. So Nio gets a lot of halo effect on the upside.
Welcome back, friends, for one more update from the world of high-growth EV stocks. In case you are new to this channel, please do consider subscribing. And in case you live in the United States, we would like to take this opportunity to mention that we have now partnered with Webull, and they are giving away 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 in total when you make an initial deposit over $100. That's just a lot of free money, and we think you should definitely consider signing up for them. All you have to do to claim this free money is use the sign up link from the description of this video. Now let us get right into it. We have already mentioned in a previous video that the key factor that led to the actual bull run in growth stocks back in 2020 was the stimulus checks reaching the hands of average retail investors. And an exact repeat of that is happening all over again in 2021. With all the recent corrections in high quality growth stocks such as Nio and Tesla, this could easily lead to a massive appreciation in prices. An official representative of a major stock brokerage house talked precisely about this trend last week. Let's have a listen.
You know, it's hard to say for sure. We don't keep track of that exact statistic. But I would say you saw the last couple of times it came in, we did see the market rally pretty quickly. I think as much as if it does come into accounts, because first, you know, one thing I want to clarify, it's not a huge amount of money, and you know, any amount obviously helps. So that going directly into brokerage accounts or anything at an individual basis might not make a huge difference, but all that money together certainly would. But the other thing about it, I think, is just the message of, hey, because of this, the economy is going to improve, people are going to spend. I think you've seen a little bit of that over the last couple of days with what's going on with the retail stocks, where people have sort of this, particularly the brick and mortar ones, where people have this hope where, okay, we're getting through the worst of this because of the vaccine news, but on the other end, people are going to have money to spend, and when they go out, they're going to be able to spend it not just online, but also walking into stores.
JJ, have your clients been buying some of the big cap tech names, including Tesla, on the pullback of late?
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting when you see volatility in the market. A couple of places our clients tend to go, we've seen it even through this, you know, last month through this week, Wilfred, is the FANG stocks along with Tesla and Microsoft. So when people talk about technology and selling tech, I think you have to separate that out a little bit. Those more established big cap technology stocks are actually the trusted ones during times like this. And Tesla, you know, maybe it's the CEO a little bit, as well as people believing in the technology, etc. People want to be involved with Tesla. With that, Wilf, what we've also seen a bit last month, and particularly over the last few days, is the buying of Nio along with that. So Nio gets a lot of halo effect on the upside from Tesla, and our clients have come in to buy that one. So very interesting on those fronts. And as we continue to see this sort of tug of war between what people think is going to work next, I mean, personally, I just believe the VIX is going to stay between 23 and 30 for a while, for a month or so, because people are trying to figure out what is that next trade. You know, when you and I talked a few months ago, or right around this last stimulus check, it was a lot about the DocuSigns and the Zooms and the Pelotons of the world. Well, Zoom was actually a net sell from our clients last month. We're not seeing the buying in, you know, things like DocuSign and Peloton like we saw in the past, as people are sort of looking, I don't want to say past that, but maybe not for the kind of growth they saw before, and looking to what's the next area I can go to see that kind of growth.
Smart investors as well as big banks are already aware of the huge potential in stocks like Nio, and have been adding the Nio shares in huge chunks recently. As per the latest reports, the Central Bank of Norway bought 13.4 million Nio shares in the fourth quarter of 2020, raising their total investment to 13.7 million shares in the Chinese auto manufacturer. We believe what the markets have not yet priced in is Nio's recent growth in the Q4 earnings. From hardly producing a few thousand vehicles per month last year, the company is all set to produce more than 10,000 cars each month this year. This already makes for a huge success from the management of Nio, to be able to successfully execute a growth like that in a relatively short time. Nio investors are also anticipating a highly lucrative deal with Sinopec, the largest network of gasoline service stations in China. According to recent Chinese media reports, Nio may strike a strategic partnership with Sinopec, which would see its second-generation battery swap stations deployed across the massive Sinopec network in China. As a refresher, Nio's Battery Swap 2.0 stations can perform 312 automated battery swaps per day, with each swap taking place in under just 3 minutes. Nio is able to achieve this feat by eliminating the lift step required by the first-generation stations. These stations will begin to be deployed by April 2021, with Nio planning to build at least 500 Battery Swap 2.0 stations in China by the end of the current year. Should this highly sought-after deal materialize, Nio would be able to dramatically scale up its Battery Swap 2.0 station deployment across China with Sinopec's assistance. Additionally, the move would allow Nio to lock in a substantial number of existing and future customers to its vehicles, thereby creating a monopoly of sorts in the largest market for electric vehicles. We believe the significance of this Sinopec deal is huge, and it's potentially the biggest positive news from Nio in a long time. Most people of course have still not understood this, but we think they will, with some more time. We remain extremely bullish on Nio for the long term. And with all the positive developments from China, and the stimulus checks in US, we have a conservative target of at least $100 on the Nio stock by the end of 2021. As always, thanks for tuning into this quick update. And if you're looking to learn about what Kathy Wood thinks of the recent corrections in growth stocks, and the prospects of Chinese electric vehicle market, please check out the video you now see on your screen.